Hi, Capricorn. It's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology. Today, I am here to discuss the Scorpio full moon. And let's see about that. But the Scorpio full moon is in your 11th house of future aspirations. Yeah, that's where that is. Let me go to my notes here. Yeah, and that is also the house of social groups and, social connections. Also, hopes and wishes and gains, usually from the 10th house of career, which yours happens to be ruled by Venus. So, but this opposition here, which is what this full moon is about, the sun is in your fifth house of creative pursuits and self-expression. This is also the house of fun and love and sex and, all these kind of entertainment, all those type of things, and children, right? So, but with the full moon in your 11th house and the sun in your fifth house of talent or creative self-expression, it's possible here that you are what you're doing here with the transformative full moon of Scorpio is that you are seeing you're kind of it's an opposition. So what you're supposed to do here is kind of trust in your talents and things like that. Yeah, the focus right now could be on your creative self pursuits or your talents, and as they relate to the future. So Scorpio, the full moon, is trying to change everything for us. It is, and especially in the 11th house of the future. This could be about the people that you kind of identify with. That can be that as well, maybe friends. This is the 11th house of the friends, right? Social connections of friends. So there can be something like that. But let's see as we go. And we're going to kind of put this, um, the puzzle together. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else we have. Yeah. And so, hmm Yeah, we talked about the sun being and how you see yourself too. How you see yourself in terms of how you kind of express yourself. That can be the change here as well. You may be expressing yourself, or your sense of self is kind of changing here, right? It looks like here, what we have too, Mars is the ruler, right, of the full moon. Mars is also in your fourth house of this is foundation, home and family, but it can be your emotional needs, right? So Mars is here. So there's something about it looks like about those themes, right? Mars also rules the 11th house where the moon sits, the full moon sits. So there's something here about possibly about your emotional foundation here. And the sun is asking you to kind of be authentic with your talents. That can be going on here as well. As I said, this can be about love and sex, that fifth house, romantic love. But let's see what else I have here for you too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the sun and the moon are both in money signs. So this can also have to do with possibly, your creative self-expression. And, maybe there's something to do with money there as well, your creative goals and things like that, right? Um, yeah, and Mars is conjoined with your natal Saturn. And here's your natal Saturn right here, which is, about your sense of responsibility, your authority and ambition in your life. Um, yeah, and also how you show yourself to the world. That is Saturn. Saturn is the teacher. It is the discipline, but it can bring us some kind of hardships. It can, right? So, it is in a conjunction with Mars, and Mars is the ruler of the full moon. So this is very good, right? This is kind of like, Mars here is about the self. It's in Aries as well, the sign of the self, but this is about you kind of being committed to some type of goal or something like that, right? To your sense of self. And that could be supporting your emotional foundation, right? When we kind of step into things with commitment or, more responsibility or just kind of wanting that, right? This can be that it can also be showing you here that your long-term goals could really come true, these future aspirations that you are, where the full moon is trying to transform, but it's, the sun is showing you something about a sense of yourself. So, actually, Saturn here is being supported, really by, in that conjunction with Neptune, not Neptune, with Neptune as well, but with Mars, right, the ruler there. So that's a really good thing. And we have Black Moon Lilith showing up here, and that is trining. This is the in your 12th house of endings. This is trining your fourth house of emotional foundation, right? So, these can be your deepest needs, they can be, but this 12th house Lilith is basically telling you to see something about yourself and release it. That's really what it's doing. Um, and what you may be doing here too with the transformative full moon here is that you may be embracing something about yourself. That's what Lilith in a trine with Mercury, with Mars rather, not so much with Mercury, right? With Mars here, Mars is saying, act with courage about something you need emotionally, or about something that is like, the things that you want to do that create safety, or that feel safe to you. The fourth house is foundation. From the fourth house, we, make decisions, or whatever we are doing in the fourth house, it's always with the thought in mind that I need to be safe, or I need to be emotionally supported, something like that. So here we have Mars doing, making that trine to, from the fourth house, making that trine to Lilith. Lilith is, I want to unleash my raw power, right? There's something here maybe that you need to really let go of here. This is in the house of release. And just be a little more authentic, right? The sun, authentic with yourself. It's like, because there's something right now, the sun is in this fifth house of opposing the moon in your 11th house of future aspirations. The sun is focusing right now on your talents, or on your sense of self, your self identity. So there's something going on there uh that is important here, right? For you to see something. The sun is trying to bring you clarity, opposing that moon, for sure it is. And but the Scorpio full moon can really help you, right? Let's go ahead and let's put you back on the ascendant, because I don't know why they want to move to Cancer all the time. But that's okay. We're going to go back to Capricorn here. And so, yeah, and so, you might be a little emotional here. It's possible, about moving on a future aspiration, something you want for yourself, right? Mars can be in Mars, especially in Aries, can be about the goals that you want, like what you want to do for yourself, or what you want to, move into, right? Mercury is also there, in that fourth house, right, of emotional foundation. And Mercury it rules your ninth house of purpose. So Mercury is talking to Mars here, and Saturn a little bit. Here's Saturn, your ruler, um, right? And it is saying, like, what do you want? What do you want that's new here, as it talks to, and transformative as well, right? Because so here's Mercury, and Mercury is doing, it's ruling your ninth house of purpose, and your sixth house of daily practical matters and work and health, the things that make your life really work. So, yeah, and Uranus is in this house here, um, in the sixth house of, of these matters I was talking about here in Gemini. This can be telling you, that maybe you need a new job, or you need new work, or your daily life is, you want to change it, right? Something about your habits or your routines. And it is squaring here. It's being supported by Neptune, by Venus, but it is squaring the South Node, putting pressure on you to leave something behind that is probably no longer your purpose. Yeah, it could be. Or something that's not helping you. You're not growing anymore. You're not expanding. So it does really look like that. And Venus is doing the same thing. Venus is ruling your 10th house of career. Yeah, Venus is supporting your sixth house of work and daily routines, your lifestyle, but it is also, yeah, it Venus is doing the same thing, doing that the square to the south node. Leave behind what's right in your ninth house of purpose and growth. Something's not like helping you to grow anymore, or you're not able to expand. You could be bored with something, right? This south node can have some, but it's challenging you to, especially with Uranus there. Uranus is anything but boredom. It's challenging you here to, yeah, leave something behind here and move from the familiar and move into, the future here, especially with the moon in your house of the future. Now, the South Node and Venus and Uranus both, Uranus is wanting you to change, step in your independence and your authenticity, right? About your work or about these six house themes, right? Or health, but it can be health any, it doesn't have to always be health as such. It could be, like physical health or even mental. This is the house of the nervous system, though, the sixth house. So, there's something here that needs to change, and you might, it might feel a little uncomfortable to you because these squares are coming from, they are to the north node now as well, and this is your higher potential. The moon is trining that higher potential right here, almost letting you, like, if you go along with this transformation and you move into something more authentic, that's what Lilith is trying to make you do here. Not make you, but encouraging you, all right? Nobody can make anybody do anything, right? No, they can't. So, or no planet really. Uranus might, though. Uranus can. That's true, right? And Jupiter can do that as well. Yeah. So, yeah, you're supposed to, there's something authentic here. Unleash your power, and let something go here. Let something transform or end, right? Jupiter, let's look at Jupiter because it's important, but we have to go back to Capricorn here. It likes to change it. It sure does. So put you on the ascendant again. Pluto's in your second house of finance and also self-worth and stability. Pluto's also encouraging a transformation. There's also an adjustment that you have to do here, and it is concerned with the South Node, letting go of the old familiar past, really. They can be wounds, but this is in your house of purpose. So that there's like an adjustment that needs to be made regarding this transformation and your purpose or your growth. Yeah, and so very interesting there. Um, yeah, and that is what I have for you, Capricorn. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me here. Um, yeah, I want to see what Jupiter is. I want to see, yeah, Jupiter is ruling your third house. And also, yeah, your 12th house here of endings. See what I mean? So, yeah, Jupiter is important here because the moon is trining Jupiter, the full transformative full moon, trining Jupiter, which is your purpose, your expansion, your growth, and what you believe in as well. And yeah, 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 so go ahead and believe in yourself, Capricorn, and kind of go along with the transformative moon. Whatever it is for you, right? It is something linked or, connected to these themes that I've been talking about. Thank you so much, Capricorn, for joining me here. If you'd like your own unique chart read, because it won't be exactly like this, right? We're doing mundane astrology. But yeah, there will be resonation though, or resonating here for sure. But if you like your own, it's highly fascinating. It can help you leave behind any tiny little thing that is kind of blocking, or it doesn't have to be blocking all the time, but kind of slowing your expansion and growth, because there is a theme here, right? But it can be for anybody. The chart is really supposed to help you to reach your true potential, which is called the North Node. I like to call it the North Star, right? That's where we're all going. We're even if it's conscious or not. So I have some great readings on my website. Check it out. Prices have been lowered. They sure have. And there's a healing to the way I read the chart. There is an overcoming. There sure is. All right. So thank you so much, Capricorn. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the little bell so you can receive my next upload or notification. Yes, you guys are great. Thank you so much.